Hello everyone. Big news today for anyone trying to qualify into the Gatekeeper tournament because today one of the top ranked players has dropped out of the tournament. So let me come over here and show you what exactly is going on. So Drew right here was basically tied with position 6, with rank 6, and that meant that he got to automatically qualify for the top 6. So beforehand, the qualifiers consisted of everyone trying to compete for the top 5 for 5 different positions, 3 of which were completely taken over, and one of which and then two of which would be pretty competitive. That has all changed today because now that Drew is gone, it not only opens up a spot, but it lowers the point barrier. So as you can see right here, Drew's gone. So now the new cutoff, if you include the fact that Luke and Emma are not going to be able to play, the new cutoff is now Grace. So now Grace, Sawyer, and Jeremy are all qualified for the Gatekeeper tournament. Their points are 12, 11, and 10. There are many players who could potentially break this barrier and catch. So let me do something here. Okay. Let me show you how this works. So let's make some more predictions. Basically, I'm gonna still stick with the position of Mason, Josh, and Amador are not going to make it, or no, they're definitely going to make it into the semifinals. So they're basically a shoe-in. They have double the points. So you have 3 positions that are going to be fought for. Grace, Sawyer, and Jeremy are all there are players who are not in the top 12 who are more experienced and could potentially pass them up if they play their best. So let's look at the players who could be a threat. Theo is the main threat to the top 3. So if you are in this bottom 3 here, Theo is the one you want to watch out for. Theo has the most experience, and it's hard to say exactly what card he's going to pick. We don't know what strategy he's going to use, but Theo is going to be the main person to watch out for. Keep in mind, the tables will be split up into 2. So the top-ranked players at the qualifiers will be playing against the top-ranked, and then the bottom-ranked will be playing against each other as well. So that means Mason, Josh, and Amador, and then probably Jeremy, will all be playing against each other during the first game, which means whoever wins the first game out of everyone on the bottom of the bottom of the 6, whoever wins that game will probably qualify or take someone out. So let's look at some scenarios here. We got Theo, who's a big one. Nathan is confirmed to be coming. So he is a rookie. He's literally only played he's played about 2 or 3 expedition matches, and he's played 1 actual ranked match. So Nathan's on the board, and he's confirmed to come. Juan's not confirmed to come, but he's also a very experienced player, someone who is a force to be reckoned with. Then you have some of the newer players, someone like Jaden, who could get the Hype Award for the most hype role of the year. And then you have a bunch of other players who are all unconfirmed, but every single one of them could come. Julian is one good example of someone who could come, and if he comes, this 4 points. If he wins one game, let's just think about it. If he wins one game, say Julian comes, he wins one game, he will have, on average, you're going to get 6 to 8 points. So say like 7 points. Then he will go from 4 to 11. And then boom, he passed up Grace. That's all it takes. And Grace and him will be at the same table. So assuming Grace gets no points, which is usually going to be the case, if Julian wins, then he qualifies. And it's that simple. There's going to be 2 more games. So he obviously has to outperform for the other 2 games. But if any player, if any of these 3 players, Jeremy, Sawyer, or Grace, if any of them don't win a single match, then there is a very high chance that, in fact, it is almost absolutely certain that one of them will be knocked out. So we already said our top contenders right now are Nathan, Theo, 1. I'm going to put some money on Julian if he shows up, and then Jaden as well. And, of course, I already have made my prediction that I think Adam will be the big upset, but now it has become even easier for Adam. And then aside from Adam, I would say there's not too many players who I would be worried about, but anybody on this list could show up and really surprise everyone. It is Gatekeeper. There is RNG. So, I mean, we say that's the risk of Gatekeeper for a reason. Really, it's going to be a big one. Let's think. Jeremy, Sawyer, Grace, Nathan, Theo, Juan, Jaden, Julian, Gibby. Gibby can't come. Technically, even Anna, and all the way down to Adam. All these players have a very good chance of qualifying if they just play well. That's all they have to do. One good game, and then a consistent, maybe second match. If you have 2 good games, and these 3 players, at least one of them does bad, you're qualified. So this is going to be a fight, ladies and gentlemen, a fight. Now, as far as everyone here, Mason, Josh, and Amador, I would probably say, I think they're safe. I think if Mason plays good, the better they play, the worse it is for Jeremy and Sawyer. Because as I mentioned, Jeremy is stuck playing against the top table at first. So if Jeremy plays against the top table and they crush him, then Jeremy is actually more likely to fall out and have to perform better in the second and third match compared to Sawyer and Grace, who are going to be playing against some of the lower ranked players. But it's actually just very interesting to look that you have players like Theo and Juan playing from under the top 12 against players like Grace and Sawyer who don't have as much experience. So it's going to be a good match. Definitely on June 6th, you got to show up and play your hardest. And since Drew is no longer in the top 12, I'm going to make a quick change to my predictions for the winners here, for the top 6. So, first of all, let's see. Okay. So, I think, of course, the top 12, Danny, Steven, Gabe, Lucas, Andrew, Ethan, Mason, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's the first 7, I believe. And then I believe Josh, of course, is going to make it in there, which is 8. So then which 4 do I predict to make it in? I predict Theo. I predict Sawyer if he uses the Inquisitor. I predict Adam. And that is my prediction. I also think you should keep your eye on Nathan because in the expedition matches, I think he played well enough that I think he could be just as much of a threat, especially if Juan does not show up. But yeah, I'm going to make the prediction of Sawyer, Theo, and Adam. Now for the top 6, I'm going to predict, I think beforehand I predicted Danny, myself, Lucas, Ethan, and then it was Mason and Amador. But I don't now that Drew is gone. Instead of Drew, my prediction would be, since I'm predicting Adam to make it, I would predict Adam to make the top 6. And I know that's controversial because I'm predicting that over Gabe or Andrew. But that's my prediction. That's my prediction. But if Adam doesn't make it, then I'm saying Andrew's getting in. Sorry, Gabe. All right. Let me know your predictions. Let me know what you think. And yeah, come on June 6th to 2876 Winterberry Road. And we will be having probably the most competitive qualifiers to date.